Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, okay.
What's good, everybody? We are live once again. Shoot Your Shot podcast, episode 12. We got a special guest for y'all. As you can see, there's four of us. A good friend of mine, you might know him from the group Nappy Roots, Fish Scales, aka Scales, in the building. He here to talk some Hawks basketball with us. So welcome. You already know me, but I'll introduce my two co-hosts. We got he just fell out. Oh, Joe just fell out. His internet acting funny.
There you
Now
go.
there we go. Now he back. So up in the top, we got Vic, our master troll, Vic Bayless, and the evil genius Joe.
What's going on,
They,
people?
they both up in New York, so they're not down south like we are.
New York, really? Like,
Well,
yes.
I'm in Jersey. I'm in Jersey right now.
Hello?
Yeah, I said
Can
I'm
you
in
hear
Jersey.
us?
I'm in
Joe is
Jersey
mad
right now.
low.
I can't hear your man, but I was saying I hope he ain't gonna hold it against me for the Hawks fan.
Nah, that's why you here. Joe, we can't hear you though.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
There we go.
Okay.
Because since there's four of us, we're gonna have to try to do a better job of not talking over each other. But we usually do a pretty good job of that anyway. So we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna talk Eastern Conference Finals. We're gonna talk Hawks basketball because that's what you're here for, and that's the main topic, and that's what a lot of people really want to talk about. So the other night, what was that? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. The Hawks pulled out game one, 116 to 113. Trae Young had 48, 7, and 11. And Giannis had 34, 12, and I think 9. So, I mean, it was a good game, but Scales, that's what you're here for. Let's talk some Hawks basketball to us. Tell us how you feeling.
Well, you just said that's what everybody want to talk about. I still can't really tell, man, because when I turn on TV, it's all about the team that we played and how they lost, and they still don't really want to talk about the Hawks like I want them to. So it's like I've been campaigning. I actually tagged Scott Van Pelt in a tweet last night, and he tweeted me back. And that was,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I know Scott Van Pelt gonna talk about the Hawks, and he said something like, if I was on the air, I would, because I was watching ESPN thinking it was him, but he wasn't even on air. But got a retweet from Scott Van Pelt, let him know, man, y'all need to talk about them Hawks. Everybody do a little more, man. They are finally talking though. Finally, first take. We're starting to hear people. I think Stephen A. said today that he could see the Hawks winning it all. And
that's a bold statement.
That's a hot take.
Stephen
Yeah,
A.
for sure.
I get it.
So full disclosure, Scales. These two dudes got the Hawks winning in 6. I had to be different. I said Bucks in 7. So that's not really a hard pick. We couldn't all just have the same pick. So I went with that.
You said they got the Hawks in 6. Hawks in 6.
Yeah, right. Both y'all got Hawks in 6.
No,
Yeah, I picked the Hawks in 6. Yeah,
I picked the Bucks in 6.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Go back and rewind it. I said they was gonna win game 1, but I thought the Bucks would win in 6. If it goes to 7, I got the Hawks in 7. If that makes any sense.
Now
no, it really doesn't.
Who did you?
It doesn't. No.
Okay.
Round.
Nah, I got the Hawks in 6.
Okay.
I just look at it like they're a complete team. People underestimate them, but they got everything. They got a dominant presence, and they play defense. They play hella defense. Like out of all of the teams that are left, they probably play the best defense. So
Right.
I gotta give them somewhat respect. They not running around with big names. They don't have the Kawhis or the LeBrons or the KDs, but hey, man,
Right.
They got a team that play team basketball. They play team defense, and Nate McMillan is probably the smartest coach left on the field. So, I got to give Atlanta props.
Yeah, and for me, I felt like take that. I felt like Milwaukee was the toughest matchup for us. Like, I really preferred to play Philly over Milwaukee. and even Nets over Milwaukee. For real. The fact that we got the first win in Milwaukee, that's very impressive.
So you weren't scared of my Knicks at all in the first round?
Oh, nah, bro. I felt we had that.
I don't think anybody was scared of your Knicks in the first round.
I understand now being.
Man, I didn't know we had Philly, though. Not going to lie.
I mean, I can understand not being afraid of the Knicks, but the Nets fully healthy would have wiped the floor with you guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna debate that. Like, fully healthy, that Nets team was on the verge of going 16-2, 16-3 at worst, and taking the title.
But I would have took. Hold on 1 second. But I would have took the Nets over Milwaukee, though. Even with the big three, I just felt like it was a shootout, and we prepared for a shootout. The Hawks got guns for a shootout. I felt like if Milwaukee got to the Eastern Conference Finals, Giannis ain't finna let nobody hold him back from the finals. Like, if he gets that close, he's gonna give it his all.
Well, it's not just him. Like, look at what Middleton did. He put up a real stinker, you know.
Yeah,
so,
he played bad last night.
Yeah, so the pressure is not really on Giannis now. Now, you know, we all know Giannis is going to go out there and give you your 30, 32 and 12, 32 and 13. But now it's like, what Drew Holiday going to do now that the big eyes is on him? What Middleton going to do now that this pressure is going to be on him? You know what I'm saying? You can even look at guys like Lopez, Brook Lopez, and look at Connaughton. Connaughton had a great series against the Nets, but put up 2-3 bad shots in the fourth quarter late last night. So
airball that wide open three.
Yeah. So the pressure, now that pressure is really on him, it's not just Giannis now. Even Budenholzer, like the pressure's on Budenholzer because he used to coach Atlanta. You know, so he's
a horrible coach. I'm sorry.
He definitely thought the grass was greener on the other side, and now that he in Milwaukee, it ain't a cakewalk.
He's not an X and O guy.
No, he's really not. He's give it to Giannis and let Giannis will you guys to a victory, and when that doesn't work, he ain't got nothing up his sleeve.
Yeah, such a unique player, though. Where do you put him in this series? Like, he's nice with the ball in his hands, but you can't let him bring it down court. There's too much of a wall that builds against him.
Yeah.
His weaknesses that he had 3 years ago are the same ones he's still dealing with, like in full force right now.
That's true.
Man. He's ending the game with 40 points, though.
Yeah, but his biggest thing is he scores a lot of points in the first, second, and third. But when that pressure's on in the fourth, it's like the rim close up for him.
He disappears.
You know, how many times in the fourth quarter did they rely on Holiday or Middleton to take the shots? Whereas, you know, Middleton wasn't having a good game. I mean, he hit a couple of big ones, but when the game's on the line, you need to trust your best players to come through and score when it matters. And for Giannis, sometimes it just feels like he don't want that pressure.
Yeah, I don't those free throws.
No, he can't be your closer. I'm sorry, he just can't. It has to either be Drew or Middleton. It can't be Giannis.
He's a 2-time MVP. He got to step up at least a little bit.
I mean, but that's what they brought these guys in for. Like,
take the pressure off of them.
Yeah, like just because you the MVP don't mean nothing. Because in all honesty, I looked at the Nets as Kyrie was pretty much the closer. Like, he was the guy in the fourth quarter that would take over and make sure that this league don't get blown or make sure they could come back. But you know what I'm saying? And KD would be the MVP, and then you got Harden that does all the insides and out. But as far as Milwaukee go, I don't see closer in Giannis because he can't shoot. And when you can't shoot, it's hard to be a closer. You know? So I think that's why they bought guys like Middleton and Holiday, especially Holiday. I figure Holiday would be the biggest guy in the fourth quarter, you know, to have the most points and to close the game out. But those guys fizzled out in the fourth.
You know Middleton's coming, though. He's going to have a game.
Yeah. But
game
if you look at the series against the Nets, his big games was at home. You know, on the road, he didn't play that good. So if you having a bad game last night was where? In Milwaukee. So you started off on a bad note in Milwaukee. You put up another bad game in Milwaukee, you could put yourself in a big hole that you ain't gonna be able to climb out of.
Yo, so who do y'all have in the finals? You got the Suns and the Hawks, right?
I don't know yet.
Vic, you don't. You got Milwaukee.
I got Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee and the Suns because Chris Paul is back tonight. Kawhi isn't, so I don't think the Clippers are gonna pull it off.
Who do you have between Milwaukee and Suns? That's an odd matchup.
That's a very odd matchup, and I'm gonna go Phoenix.
I think once the Phoenix Suns get past the Clippers, that's it.
Yeah.
They got the title. I don't see the Hawks or Milwaukee giving them guys a real challenge.
I think the Hawks would give the Suns a better challenge than Milwaukee.
Let me ask this: What will be the best ratings? What's best for the NBA? You think?
We already getting it because LeBron's not here, so we already getting it.
Yeah, to be honest,
we already getting it.
The
ratings
are at
probably
an all-time high right now. They higher than any playoffs over the last
Vic.
I would say like the last 5-6 years I was reading. Like so far the ratings are higher than any NBA playoffs. So
wow.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. Last year, and I've said it before, but I want to get your take on this, Scales. Last year, we were all in the pandemic. We were knee deep in the beginning of it. We were all at home. We didn't have nothing else to do, and still had the lowest viewed finals in the history of televised finals. That tells you everything you need to know about how the regular casual NBA fan feels about suffering through another LeBron James playoffs and finals. We wanted to see something new, so the NBA gave it to us. And regardless of who wins, we all won, except for LeBron stands, but we all won.
You know,
that's how I feel.
None of them is on this panel, so fuck them.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Lakers / Hawk fan. Hawks team, born like early Laker fan, Magic Johnson, my era. But yeah, so I'm kind of tired of seeing LeBron a little bit too. Like my loyalty is with the Lakers, not really LeBron. But I'm enjoying seeing this products, man. New, of course, Trae Young, and so many new players, man. Again, Paul Murray played. I think if certain injuries didn't happen, I think we'll be having different conversations. I thought Mitchell was going to become the superstar this year.
Say that again. You're breaking up.
I thought Donovan Mitchell was going to become the superstar this year. I really thought the Jazz could get to the finals.
Yeah, I've said it before. Donovan Mitchell is my favorite new up-and-coming player right now. I mean, he gave it all he had in Utah, but they ultimately came up short. But I think he's the next one up. But as far as the finals, I mean, Chris Paul coming back, I can't root against Chris Paul. I mean, so as long as they in it, I'm rooting for the Suns. That's the number one priority, regardless of who makes it in the East. I just want to see that man get a ring because he deserves it.
Not just get a ring. I want him to be like one of the main reasons he get a ring.
Finals MVP?
Yeah, I mean, like he don't have to. I'm pretty sure he won't. Like they're gonna give it to probably Booker, seeing that Booker will score the next, the most points. But I honestly think like Chris Paul will be like the main focal guy. He's gonna put up his 19 and 11 and help pretty much guide them through every game. So. I just rather him win it this year where he's a main focal point as opposed to 2-3 years where he's on someone's bench or he pretty much riding off into the sunset and getting the ring. But I do feel once they get past the Clippers, that's it for them. They're gonna bring that title home.
And I'll tell you right now, Trae Young don't want to see Chris Paul. Not in the finals.
He really don't. Especially in the finals, like, because Chris Paul is a vet and he's smart. He has pretty much one of the highest IQs in the NBA. So he's not gonna.
I think it's safe to say he has the highest IQ in the NBA.
Yeah, he's not. So he's not gonna allow.
Yeah.
He's not gonna allow Trey Young just to do what Trey Young does. Like, and on top of that, Phoenix is a pretty smart team as a whole. Like, for those guys to be young, Bridges, Ayton, even Payne, who's been like bounced around from team to team, like they seem to pretty much have a good knowledge of the game as to where to be and everything like that.
Momentum matters in the playoff, man. Matters.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then Phoenix is the hottest team. They haven't lost since game 3 of the first round.
Second hottest team.
I mean, Atlanta's a hot team, but
they are.
But they battled. They've been battling. They went 7 games with Philly. It's not like it was a sweep like what the Suns did to Denver. So, pretty much like the Suns are pretty much like sunning everybody.
Yeah, I think the Suns would beat any of those teams even if they was healthy. They probably would have beat the Lakers healthy.
I mean,
yeah,
I said so. That. I said that because the Lakers won games 2 and 3. But was Chris Paul healthy? No, he missed those games. So you pretty much got to look at game 1 where the Lakers was healthy and the Suns was healthy. And who won game 1? The Suns. So I'm not saying that Phoenix would have swept the Lakers.
Nah.
At the end of the day, Phoenix would have won that series.
Yeah, I think so.
What happened?
Say that again.
The Lakers wasn't healthy no game against the Suns.
In game 1, they was healthy.
Nah, they weren't healthy, bro. They weren't healthy the last
They
8 games.
were at full strength.
Nah, KCP wasn't healthy.
Neither was Schroeder.
Neither was Schroeder.
The Lakers didn't cry injuries until they started losing. When they won games 2 and 3, they were bragging and boasting, and there wasn't no talk about them being injured at any point. And then as soon as they started losing, now all of a sudden everybody's hurt. When LeBron was catching alley-oops off backboards and dunking all over the place, he wasn't hurt. Nobody was hurt. Then as soon as they start losing, I got an ankle injury. My ankle ain't 100%. Get out of here with that.
The Lakers.
I don't want to hear it. Get out of here with that.
I'm with it. I agree that they probably would have lost that in 6.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this just feels like Chris Paul's year. I don't think we knew it in that Lakers series, but the further this has progressed, I think it's becoming more and more clear. Like sometimes the finals are won by just players and teams just having that special kind of year, whether it's due to injuries or players stepping up that haven't before. This just feels like their kind of year.
And
so
Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
We live in a dream right now. It feels so weird in the city, man. I mean, you hear it, JL. It's very weird. Everybody's happy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's an amazing feeling. I forgot we actually went to the Eastern Conference Finals about 6 years ago. But it's like we went into that just knowing what it was. We playing LeBron James. Over maybe 5 games. But it's believable now, man. I tell people this is like the first superstar we've had since Dominique Wilkins, and it feels different, man. It feels different.
So you don't think Joe Johnson was a superstar?
You joking or you serious?
No, I'm serious.
Nah, and you know what? You're the first person that came back with Joe Johnson. When I say that, I'm like, damn, y'all don't say Mutombo or like.
Well, Mutombo, I mean, he wasn't who. I mean, he was, but
he wasn't a scorer though.
Yeah, he was
14, 15.
He was in there.
He wasn't a. That's what Atlanta always was missing. A guy that can go out there and score 30 to 40 points.
Right.
Like it's nothing, Yeah. Even Joe Johnson being the player he wasn't doing that. He was all right, but he was in the middle of the pack. He was that 20 to 25 guy, maybe get you 30, 35.
Maybe.
But as far as like a nightly basis, like Trae Young could go out there on a nightly basis and give you 30 like it's nothing. And that's what Atlanta's been missing for years.
Yeah.
They haven't had that, like you said, since Dominique, pretty much.
And a lot of our listeners don't even know who Dominique is or was about. So,
well, they need to look him up. They need to go to Basketball Reference and look up Dominique Wilkins, or go to YouTube and type in Dominique Wilkins and look at some of that man's highlights.
You'll see a whole lot of highlights.
You'll see a whole lot. His nickname is a human highlight man.
You don't get a statue for no reason, and that's what people don't understand.
Yo, it was like this, man. Like, I'm in the 80s. I'm a young kid, probably not even a teenager. And when we started watching basketball, all you knew was dunks, really. That's who you was.
Yeah.
And who was it? Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. The best.
Mm-hmm. That was it.
Yeah, it was Dominique and Michael Jordan, and Dominique was our guy. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a Hawks fan, man, since the 80s.
Yeah, many people felt he was robbed, and he should have won one of those dunk contests, you know. So
he went with the two-hand windmill, and
I honestly think that the reason why he lost is because he kept doing the same dunks over and over again. Like, although he was jumping higher than Jordan, he just kept doing the windmill, and you know, people got tired of that. Like,
did two windmills.
Yeah, he did.
He did the one-hand joint.
And then he did the two-handed one, and that's all he pretty much kept doing.
Back to back. Then he did the two-hand joint, and they gave him a 47.
Right. So Jordan was doing different dunks. Like, every dunk Jordan did was something different. You know.
And we're gonna let you know. We're gonna let you know, Scales. Joe over there is a Bulls fan, so he might be biased just like you biased.
No, I'm keep it real though. Like, he did. Like, it was the second one where they felt Dominique should have won. And I agree, based on, if you want to take height, like hops and flight, like, yeah, Dominique was getting up there, but like I say, he just kept doing the same dunk over and over again.
Mike was so graceful. Like,
right. Like this like the way Jordan jumped, it just seemed like he was in the air forever. Like, you could tie his sneaker and he's still in the air, you know, like,
right.
But he would contort his body and hang and lean to the side. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't see stuff like that back then.
Right. And to that point, it's like, yeah, man, it was those two guys, though. As far as what we knew, they both wore kind of red and black. You know, it was a whole cool factor to it. And that was the Hawks, man. The Hawks jersey was one of the coolest jerseys you can get. And being in Georgia, man, we was big Hawks fans. Just like I'm sure you was big Bulls fans in Chicago.
Yeah,
you didn't get the 24-hour ESPN. So we would run in the house and watch, like, the local news channel. They give like 5 minutes of sports to the Atlanta Hawks. You know, see what the Hawks do. Not even 5 minutes. You just get like 3 Dominique highlights, and we'll run outside trying to imitate whatever we just seen off of Channel 13. You know, like no ESPN. It was heavy embedded in our life in Middle Georgia.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so we kind of in the new era, and it definitely, like you said, it definitely does feel different in the city. The only thing I can compare it to is when the Falcons were headed to the Super Bowl, and you know, before what happened, and that was depressing all in itself.
What happened?
All I know is it was a real sizable lead that got blown in the second half. I'm not a Falcons fan, so you know it wasn't as bad for me. But if a city could ever feel depressed, Atlanta felt depressed the next day after that.
Are you guys still feeling depressed? Like, are you still? Did you get over it yet?
Nah, for real. It's like, nah, like we don't even. It's like we lost that Super Bowl. It's like we just like, okay, that was it. That was our chance. Like, it's gone forever. It's not gonna come back.
I don't think they'll be over it until they could kill Matt Ryan. I think the day they
Matt Ryan, we kind of mad at the play calling.
That too. I think they want Matt Ryan and the head coach head. Once they can get the head coach and Matt Ryan, then they'll finally be over it. But
Yo,
until
Well,
then,
the head coach already out of there. He been out of there.
well,
but
that don't mean nothing. They want him.
hurt us
They
so
want him
bad.
gone. They want him out the NFL. They want him in a nursing home. They want him injured. They want him hurt. They want They want him to feel pain.
Fam, it hurt us so bad. Like the way I feel, like I almost don't even want to go to. I'm too nervous to go to the playoffs. Like I don't even want to get there and this happen again. Like it's just like you scared of success at this point, man. We just
And
want to watch
let's
football and not worry about none of that.
and let's be real. The Falcons have not been the same team since that happened.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
That's true.
Very scarred.
I think one of the best things about Matt Ryan's game was how mentally sharp he always was, and he ain't been the same since.
Yeah.
That's got to him.
It hurts.
It scarred us, man. So we're a sensitive fan base down here, man. We're very sensitive.
Well, so do you feel that way with the Hawks right now, or are you scared of that success? Like, do you feel like, oh shit, if this happens and we get to the finals and then you get blown out or swept, or like?
Nah, because they already overachieving. Like, so I just wanted 2 wins against Philly. I wanted 2 wins against Philly and to show that we belong, and then I'm cool. I was cool. But here we are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Up 1-0.
Yeah. Yeah. Who calling Colette?
Who called? Yeah.
Nah, it's not collect. It's my brother. Hold on.
But I'm kind of already worried about next year when we're no longer the underdogs.
Well, I mean that team could look completely different next year too. Depending on what happens, y'all might lose John Collins, regardless of what y'all do. Y'all might lose him because he gonna want max money, and I don't think they give him max money.
Nah, he's not a max.
Yeah, after 7:15.
You don't think so?
I think he knows he's not max.
Peace.
He's right under max.
Yeah, but there's gonna be those underachieving teams, we'll call them, that'll offer it to him, and it's gonna be hard for him to pass it up.
He's gonna go to Minnesota and disappear.
Who that? John Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I honestly think like sometimes, man, chemistry and friendship helps, man. I honestly think if Atlanta could do something, like if they was to get to the finals, I think Atlanta would have the upper hand in keeping him.
Yeah.
And I don't think major money, like you talk about a $5, maybe $10 million difference. Like, I
Right.
don't think that'll be enough to get him to, because how old is he?
He's young. He's in his early 20s.
He's what, 23, 24? So you think about it, he has a chance of playing another 4 or 5 years here and still getting another max deal. So it's not like this is your only chance to get that max contract.
Right.
I think when players got something going and things could be special, it's like, yo, man, let's see what we can do here. I honestly think the Nets are gonna do that. They talking about how all 3 players are eligible to get a super max deal to where they'll be making damn near 50. I believe James Harden is gonna be close to 60 million per year. I'm like, that's ridiculous. But I'm like, they fuck around and take pay cuts just to, keep it together and get a bench going and see if they can win a title or 2, So
Just to update, John Collins is 23 years old.
right.
Oh, he's
So
young.
yeah, so he
Don't
could sign
don't forget
a 4-year deal and still get another max deal. And it might be even better in 4 years. In 4 years, that max deal could be somewhere in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? Per year.
Right.
So you never know.
He's good. His money's gonna be there. You also got the kid DeAndre. I think he's gonna be a good player.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
If he can stay healthy,
Right.
he will be the best player on that team in 5 years.
I don't know. I think I got to give it to John Collins.
Over Trae Young?
I
Over-
mean,
Y'all know how I feel about Trae Young.
talking
You can
about
get Trae Young out of here, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Hold up.
DeAndre Hunter. Okay, let me say this. Let me not say the best. He'll be the most important player on that team.
Right. Because it's like you're gonna need a sidekick. Trae Young, without a sidekick, is gonna be what? Nothing. No matter what. No matter if he scored 34 points per game, he ain't gonna be nothing unless he's winning and doing something else. So you're gonna need that sidekick. I do think. I'm not saying DeAndre Hunter is not gonna be good, but I think John Collins will be a more important piece. I think he'll be the most important piece to that team as far as a two-way player playing offense and defense. He got the height, he got the wingspan, he got the offensive game. He know how to move his feet on defense. So I think he'll be the most important player on that team.
I do agree. I think John Collins is the Robin to
Yeah.
I think the way it should go. And DeAndre Hunter probably can be the third best player on a championship team one day. He got all the makings of it. But I think he's a third best.
The thing for me that sets him apart from John Collins is his defense. He's by far a better defender in the perimeter, at least, than John Collins. I think that's the only thing that sets him apart. And health, because he has had issues with his health. I mean, it's been, only 2 years, and he's pretty much been hurt for both years. So that's a big question mark. John Collins, to my knowledge, hasn't really had any major injuries. So
yeah, right.
That's the biggest thing that sets them apart, I think, is health. But
well, I thought John Collins was the best player on the team probably 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 3 seasons. Trae, midway through Trae's second year, I think he kind of ranks, or maybe even his third year, but I felt like John Collins was the best player on the team.
And then we're talking about trading him. I know for at least the past 2 years, they've been talking about trading John Collins every year.
Well, to be honest, that was the coach that they got rid of. Like, that's why they got rid of him, because he was trying to throw everything out of whack, and he didn't know what to do with that rotation. Like, since Nate McMillan took charge, they haven't talked about trading him at all.
But look, if he didn't then he was like, that added a lot of value to him. That was his only question mark, was will he be able to spread the floor at all? And he's doing a pretty good job of that in the playoffs.
And that's the same question mark we have for Zion. You know, you can get to the basket, but can you get that jump shot? Because if you can't get that jump shot, you're not going to be what they think you are.
We got another Ben Simmons in the making.
Nah.
So I hope not. I mean, even in the year and a half that Zion's been in the league, he's already done more than Ben Simmons has in 5 years. But we're not gonna get Joe on another Ben Simmons rant, because that'll go on for days.
You're gonna piss Vic off. You talking about his right hand dog?
Go Ben.
Look at Vic's face. Vic like, no, man, don't start this Ben slander today.
I won't even go into Ben, but I'll speak on it. That shows you what confidence does, man. That's what Trae is. That's what the Hawks is playing out for, man. Confidence. Suns too, really. Like Booker, confidence is sky high. Aiden's too, man.
The whole team.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah.
You
know what? Atlanta and Phoenix shows you how chemistry is a major factor in this thing. Like, Utah was supposed to be that, but I think injuries hurt them in the long run.
Yeah.
But as far as like,
and you know what? I think that beef between Gobert and Mitchell is deeper than they letting it
could
go.
Be. We haven't really heard nothing this year, so I really didn't bring it up. I really didn't talk about it, but because it hasn't been spoken about.
Maybe it's water under the bridge by now.
Yeah, they supposedly had squashed it. They were supposedly be cool and friends now, so I didn't really bring that up. But like I was saying, the Suns and the Hawks are showing you that chemistry is the number one thing when it comes to this long run, trying to make a championship run, trying to get to the title. You look at the 4 teams that are left. They're like the 4 oldest teams as far as like being together. The Clippers are the youngest. They haven't been together that long. But look at Milwaukee with the exception of Drew Holiday. That team been together for years. You know, Atlanta been together for years. Ever since they drafted Trae Young, Collins, and Hunter, they all came up together. Capella been there for 2.5, 3 years now. You know what I mean? Gallinari been there for 2.5, 3 years. Bogdanovich been there for 2.5, 3 years. So they've been there together for so long. They know each other's game, know each other's weaknesses, strengths, and where you got to be and where you shouldn't be. And if you're not here, I got you. And if you're there, I go here, you know, and Phoenix is the same way. You know, with the exception of Chris Paul, everyone's been there for years, you know.
Yeah.
Ayton been there 2-3 years now. Bridges has been there for 3 years. Cam Johnson has been there for 2-3 years. Booker's been there since he was drafted 7 years ago. So the chemistry is just skyrocketing when it comes to those two teams. So it wouldn't surprise me that's why I picked Atlanta, because it wouldn't surprise me if they beat Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I picked Milwaukee, but I would also not be surprised if Atlanta won. You know, that's Atlanta, like you said, they've overachieved drastically at this point. I don't think anybody, people might have had them in the playoffs, but damn sure not the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Well, momentum again, man. We ended the season like on the we had the best record in the NBA like last 4 games.
Since after All-Star, you had the best record.
That's best record in the NBA. So the signs were there.
For sure. But it could also go both ways because I think the Knicks were number 2 right there, and after the All-Star break, so that didn't mean shit. So it can mean everything, or it can mean nothing. Just depends on the team. And like Joe said, you know, the Knicks, that team's only been together pretty much a year, 2 years. So, you know, the chemistry wasn't even close.
Well, the Knicks are horrible, so.
My bad, Vic. Did the Spurs make the playoffs?
We did. We'll be back.
They're going to get Ben Simmons, and watch out, bro.
That's right. We'll be back.
We'll see. So the go ahead. What'd you say?
No. That's another episode. My question is for Spurs fans, but yeah.
Hey, you got one right here. You got a question? Ask it.
Nah, I won't. I'll let them. I know they've been through a lot. I won't bring up any old shit.
We rebuilding right now.
Y'all can't really speak, man. He got more championships than both of y'all combined.
We rebuild mode right now. You know, we don't go out there to. Go ahead.
Because you be more irrelevant, like right. What? Like I love DeRozan. Did he have a good year? I didn't see one single game this year.
He had a decent year, but once again, he's not the go-to man. He's never, to me, in my opinion, he's never been a go-to man. He's more of a Robin than a Batman. He came over to San Antonio to be the Batman, and look what's happening. He didn't lead us nowhere.
Right, I got you. That's a great assessment, actually. Because I think he's a hell of a basketball player.
I do too, but just not the man.
Not the man on the championship team.
No.
Nah. And you know, Aldridge been mentally gone for the past 2-3 years already, so he wasn't helping nothing either. I think him leaving the Portland is the biggest mistake he made in his career. He ruined his career going to San Antonio.
Chasing that money. And it wasn't even a big difference. San Antonio was offering him like $5 to $10 million difference. The only thing was you don't pay taxes in San Antonio and you pay taxes in Portland. So overall, he was probably saving $15 million, $13 to $15 million. You know, so
that adds up.
Nah, he was a star in Portland, man. He was a star.
Yeah, but just imagine what they could have been had he waited for Dame Lillard to become who he became. You know, who knows what that could have looked like.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's definitely something. But me being a Laker fan, like I grew up to despise the Spurs.
Me too.
So, but I feel bad though. I still respect the program so much. I'm like, that's the Spurs. We supposed to see them in the big games. We supposed to have to worry about them, you know. But they don't even. They was very like one of the most irrelevant teams, even though they had a chance.
And the playing, yeah.
Yeah,
They had a chance. How far were they from the play-in?
I think we was the 11th.
Yeah, they were like a few games behind.
We was like a game or
like
two.
a game and a half, like 2 games behind. They almost made it.
Yeah, if they lose one, they was out. So they probably was like 10.
I thought Memphis was gonna lose their last final games and get bumped out of there, but they ended up winning and you know.
Now they got
They took the last spot. I think Memphis took the last spot. So
a waste of a spot they had.
Yeah, the damn
Yeah.
sure was. They didn't put up no fights.
I don't think so. I think we got to see some new talent. That kid is a superstar, and I like Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, Dylan
Brooks. They just got to get it under control. Like
the Jackson kid.
Josh Jackson. Yeah, he's a dog too.
This NBA is easy to score. So scoring doesn't really impress me now. It's like, what else can you do? Like, you know, IQ, making a smart play, the right play, that impresses me more than you scoring 30 to 40 points. So I like Ja, but when it comes down to clutch time and, you know, time to make the smartest play, he doesn't have that yet. You know,
he'll get there. I think he'll get there. I think he'll get there.
I mean, yeah, he's still young. He has time. He has time to get there. But, you know, I just look at it like that's what you need to do. That's what you got to do. That impresses me more than your 35 points and, you know what I'm saying, your occasional 40 here and there. Make the smart play, man. Don't try to play hero ball all the time because this league is easy to score. You can score at look at all these players averaging 20 points per game and more. Like, it's just so easy. So show me what else can you do. Show me, like, you know, Trae Young had a bad fourth quarter, but when it came down to it, he made a few smart plays. And he knows he's the best free throw shooter. So at the clutch time, give me the ball and I'll get fouled and I'll shoot these free throws. You know, so that's what he did to help the Atlanta win. But he put up some bad shots in the fourth quarter, so when he tried to play hero ball, and it almost hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, overall, he really didn't have. I mean, Holiday played him as smart as he could. I think a few times he tried to force it to go one-on-one against Holiday, which I think is probably the best defender he's seen these playoffs so far. I think he needs to do less of that and more of. I mean, it's hard to say he needs to do one thing over the other with the triple double and all that he did, but he just need to be a little smarter in those key possessions because he does tend to get a little sloppy with the ball when they put the pressure on him. So he need to tighten that up.
They're not being smart on defense. They definitely didn't play smart defense last night. Like, you're not fit to play straight hip to hip, man. It's like Steph Curry. I used to say you're probably better off giving him that three. Like, you know, not in rhythm, but if he's gonna pull from back there, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
When you're letting him get to the cup and dictate what kind of game it's gonna be, that's where he's killing you. If he's hitting shots from the timeline, that's just what it is, man.
Yeah. It's his day. It's his day, as they say.
Trey Day?
Yeah. So we've already gave our predictions for these two series scales, but we'll give you an opportunity to give your predictions. Who you got winning the Eastern Conference Finals first, and how many games?
Can I lie? I think I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna say because I'm a Hawks fan, man. I don't feel it's gonna happen.
Go with your heart, man. Whatever you feel,
man. Anything's possible.
After last night,
anything's possible.
I'm a firm believer I got the Hawks in 6.
Hawks in 6.
You know
And what
what?
about the?
Hawks in 5.
Oh damn.
Okay, Hawks in 5.
That blew my hat off, man.
We felt good last night. We felt in control last night.
Yeah, you blew my
Okay.
hat off with that one. That's what's
Yeah,
up. All
hey.
right,
Let's
do
go,
your thing,
baby.
man.
Let's go.
Hawks in
Eh, Hawks in 5. There it is. So what about the West?
The West, oh man, I think we're looking at Clippers will win tonight, and that'd probably be their only win. We're looking at 2 5-game series.
Okay, so you got Hawks and Suns in the finals.
Damn, let's go with it. Let's go.
I'm not gonna ask you who you think wins that, because I'm hoping we'll bring you back for the finals before the finals start, and we'll get you to talk that. So maybe we can work that out.
Let me. Okay, let's do that. I'll save it.
So you already said you think Clippers winning tonight. Tomorrow, who you got? Atlanta. Oh, clearly you must have Atlanta, right?
Oh, in Milwaukee.
Or is tomorrow Milwaukee's one game?
And I think they should. I think they're sure.
Fuck it,
So
4-0.
Bring out the brooms, baby.
Bring out the
Bring out the brooms. If Atlanta wins tomorrow in Milwaukee and go up 2-0, I can see a
Series might be
sweep
over.
happening. I could see a sweep happening.
Yeah, gentleman sweep.
Because I just think if Milwaukee goes down 2-0, Giannis will try to do too much.
Yep.
He's gonna try to. That's when you're gonna see him go back to shooting 7 threes and 8 threes, and he's not gonna get his team involved. And Drew Holiday gonna be just standing there waiting for the ball. And I don't know, man. If Milwaukee go down 2-0, it's trouble.
I think Giannis gets swept. He's just too great to get. He'll get one in Atlanta.
We'll see. So that wraps up those two things. Some other news we'll just wrap up here in the last 10, 15. We had 2 coaching hires today, Rick Carlisle to the Pacers and Ime Udoka to the Celtics. How y'all feel about those hires? Positive, negative? What you think? Vic, we'll start with Vic.
Carlisle? Negative. Another overrated coach. Who is he? Who he coaching again? You said Boston?
No, the
he's
Pacers.
in Indiana.
Pacers, sorry. Udoka's in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't really know too much about Udoka. Even though he was an assistant coach of the Spurs, I really don't remember him. But coming out that pop system, as you've seen, most coaches who is head coaches have been successful. So I'm expecting Udoka to do a pretty good job in Indiana. He's got pieces. You got LeVert, you got Sabonis, you got Brogdon, you got pieces to work with. So I'm expecting Udoka to have a pretty good rookie year. Carlisle, get him out of here, please. Joe, you could. I don't even want to talk about that guy.
I expected Carlisle to go to Indiana. Like that just I don't want to go that route, but I already knew once Carlisle left Dallas, Indiana was it. It was either Indiana or Boston. Boston said they didn't want him, so I said he's gonna land in Indiana. If I'm not mistaken, he coached Indiana before.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Exactly. So, I already knew he would come back. 4 years, $29 million. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I think that's a little overpaying, but we're not going to touch that subject again. The Boston hire, I like the fact that they went that route. I also knew they would go that route. I just feel the players need someone of experience. I don't think they are ready for a rookie head coach, someone that's just getting his feet wet. I think they need someone with some stability in them. You look at the players they got, the players are young. So it ain't like Nash in Brooklyn where you got KD, Harden, and Kyrie. They know how to play. They know what's going on. They know how to gel. Like, it's a lot of issues going on in Boston with these players where they don't have an identity. You don't know what type of team they are. who's the leader? Is it Tatum or Brown? You know, what's going on? Are they a running gun? Not really, because now they got Horford, so that slows them down a lot. Um, are they a half court team? If so, they don't have a real true point guard anymore. So it's a lot of question marks in Boston. Um, so I really don't like him going there. Um, I also don't like the fact that he's a rookie, um, getting started, and they give you a team that doesn't really, know what's going on. So his chances of failing is high, and I think that's what they want. It's like, see, you failed, we gave you a chance. This is why we don't give you a chance. I don't like that.
As, I don't. Nah, go ahead. I'm not even.
Man. Come on, like, cause I already know. Like,
So you're telling us this is basically Boston's token black hire. Hey, we hired a black coach. It didn't work. Yeah, we're done. We did what you wanted to do.
This is what I said when the news came out that they were hiring him. I said the token, black hire, and it's like it's so much disarray and craziness going on in Boston that I can't see him doing anything in his first year. And it's like they're gonna go, oh, well, they were in the playoffs and they did this and they did that. They went to the conference finals under Brad Stevens, and here you come, your first year, you can't even make it to the playoffs or something like that. And we gave you a chance. After a year or two, they may fire him, and they go, see, this is why we don't do this and we don't do that. Like, I'm not buying it. If you was gonna go this route, you should have went Jason Kidd or someone that has a little more experience under their belt, that knows what's going on, that knows how to control what's going on, that has somewhat of an identity even as a coach. Like, you got coaches that are defensive minded and offensive minded that knows how to take these players and say, okay, well, you do this and you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. So I just look at it like they just gave him, a pot of gumbo and was like, here, man, do your thing with it, and let's see if it worked. I wish him all the best. I hope it does work, so that way he can look at it and be like, see, I did this. You know what I'm saying? I hope these players fall in line and fall into place and realize that they're not just playing for a coach. They're playing for a black coach that got a lot riding on his first, opportunity as a coach. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Marcus Smart, you got Tatum, you got Brown, Horford, you got all these guys that's been here. So it's like, yo, let's do what this guy wants us to do and make him look good, as opposed to going out there, just making him look bad or whatever. Billups is another one. I want to see him do something, but
he'll get his chance.
Yeah,
I think he ends up in Portland.
Yeah,
I can see that.
But we looking at celebrities though. Like this guy, Udoka, like I don't know much about him, but maybe the people in the coaching ranks know that this guy has the talent to do the job. I definitely feel like the Celtics couldn't have hired a white coach. They couldn't have brought in Carlisle, like after moving Brad Stevens up, after what is like the lack of what we all consider lack of success. They moved him up, so they couldn't bring a white guy. So they brought in a black guy, a lot of Jason Kidd. That does sound kind of more balanced. But maybe this guy is known within the coaching ranks, man, as somebody who has the talent. Like a lot of people speak highly of Houston's coach, which
Samson
he had
Jr.
Yeah, he had a very tough year, in a bad situation. But I don't know, man. I think the hire of Carlisle, that's reasonable. You could even seen Brad Stevens in at the Pacers, but he got moved up so quick that it was never not a chance for anybody.
Well, they said it. They said if Boston would have just fired him, he would have ended up in Indiana.
Right. That's
something. Like, I don't know, man. Those two teams just seem a little the same to me. It seems like whatever Boston don't want, Indiana take, and whatever
Right.
Indiana don't want,
Uh,
Boston to take. Like they've been like that for years.
wherever he go, man. Like he'll make it work. He got some pieces. They're not gonna get no free agents, and they're not gonna get no good drafts. So they got to figure that part out.
And like I said, he's coming from Pop system, so he's got that experience with him. So that should definitely help.
Yeah, let's see. It's gonna be a good year, man. I like to see Jason Tatum and Brown play together and see what they can do all year. Like,
But whose team is it?
Marcus Smart, duh. I thought you knew this.
it's gonna have to be.
That's the thing. Is like, whose team is it, and what's your identity? All right, so Marcus Smart, this is your team. So that means you're a defensive-minded team.
Nah, it's not his team.
No.
All right, so it's either Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And then here's the thing. Neither one of them has signed a big deal yet, a big contract yet. So is Jaylen Brown going to be willing to take the back seat and maybe lose, 30 to 40, maybe $50 million over this? Or will they find a way to coexist and share so that way they both can get it? Because
That's too much money.
Yeah, it is. I don't think Boston would be willing to give both of them a max contract.
I mean, you can.
I mean, they can, but will they? Like,
you got to.
I don't think they will.
In today's NBA, you gotta have at least two. If you ain't got two of them boys, you don't have a chance.
I don't know, man. When was the last time Boston did that?
I don't know. I hope they don't, because I like both players, and I hate that they play for Boston.
Yeah, I honestly see Jaylen Brown not being a Boston Celtic much longer.
Well, I already said, a few weeks ago, I think these players don't really want to play for Boston because of, the implications, or whatever you want to call it, the racial tension between them and the fans. I think these dudes don't respect Boston like them old school cats did, and they have a little bit more of a voice. So I think Tatum and Brown want to get out of there as soon as they can.
It's a racist city. It's another conversation for a whole nother day.
Yeah. I do real quick want to touch on the dumbass tweet from Jay Williams that Joe brought to our attention, saying that Udoka is the first black coach that the Celtics have hired, which is not the case at all. Was Doc Rivers, and most people won't know that Bill Russell was a player coach way back, but most people don't even know about Bill Russell, which is sad in itself. What's he got? 11 rings.
11 rings.
So shout out to Jay Williams for making himself look like a real dumbass. And
he was hacked. Someone hacked his Twitter account. Remember?
Scales, we talking about the tweet. I don't know if you saw it, Scales. Jay Williams tweeted that. Yeah. So we just taking a minute to make fun of him real quick.
I don't know how you could be that far wrong. Like, it's so far wrong that it's so far wrong that you could almost get out of it. Like, say, like, look, but it would have been worse if he said that he had two black coaches and left out Bill.
Yeah, that might have been worse.
Or left out any of them. Name two and not the third, but. Yeah, you can't make that mistake. Doc Rivers, like, you got to know that one.
That was just a few years ago. That was recent. And they won the championship.
In my era, which is Bird's era, you seen Bird play for damn, we just said his name.
Jones.
You said.
Oh yeah, Casey Jones.
Yeah, we seen him play for him for years. So yeah, man. What's the other black coach? It's Doc Rivers, Bill Russell.
And they had another one?
They had Casey Jones.
Yeah, Jones. You said Casey, right?
Yeah, Casey
Yeah, I
Jones.
couldn't remember his first name. Yeah, man. That was the whole Bird era.
And he
You
won.
gotta
He
remember
won.
them two, at least. That's in your time period.
He won 2 titles as the head coach.
Yeah.
It was big time.
That just goes to show you that even these dudes that get paid all these millions to talk sports, even they not fully in it and know everything. So
Well,
that bodes well for us, fellas.
Jay Williams, man.
That's
Jay
so-
Williams.
Yeah, we gotta stay tuned. Yo, I gotta
He
jump
don't
out of
say
here.
enough smart things for me.
All right, man. Hey, Scales, we appreciate it. Like I said, we're gonna try to get you back on for the finals. Hopefully, your Hawks are in it. But even if not, let's get you back on whenever you ready. We ready, bro.
Let's do it, man. We go to the finals. I'm back, dog. We got a lot to talk about.
There it is, locked in. We appreciate it again. Fish Scales from Nappy Roots in the building. Take it easy, bro. Keep it nappy.
Keep it nappy, fam.
Peace, brother.
So there it was. We're gonna stay on a couple more minutes because we got a couple more things to talk about, and we got to give our picks. But again, shout out to Scales. That was a real good look. We appreciate him.
Definitely.
So let me get my little soccer joint off, and then we'll let Joe talk his shit for getting his first win. The round of 16 starts on Saturday. So the final 16 teams that have went on from the group stages are playing, and these are one and done games. Once you lose, you are out. So we got on Saturday, we got Wales and Denmark. And I'm just going to give my predictions for each of these games. I got Wales winning that game. Italy versus Austria, I got Italy winning that easily. On Sunday, we got the Netherlands versus the Czech Republic. I'm going with the Netherlands. A real exciting game. If y'all don't watch any games, y'all should watch this game. It's on Sunday. Y'all ain't going to have shit else to do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'll be in the
Working.
field.
I gotta go to work.
You got the ESPN app. Y'all can watch it from there. Belgium versus Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo versus that Portugal team. Versus that Belgium team, which is amazing from top to bottom.
I like Ronaldo.
Yeah. Then on Monday we got Croatia versus Spain. I don't trust Spain, so I'm going Croatia. Then we got France versus Switzerland. I'm taking France on that one. And then Tuesday we got another really good matchup, England versus Germany. I'm going to go Germany, even though they haven't been that great. But they historically always beat England, so I'm going to go with them. And then the last game, we got Sweden versus the Ukraine. I'm going to take Sweden in that game. So that's the round of 16. There's some really good games that are going to be in there. So check it out. And check out some games and enjoy yourself.
I'm going with USA, round 8.
USA all day. So Joe, you got your first win in the new game that we started. Who was your pick again?
John Collins, baby.
John Collins had a game, but it wasn't even close, honestly. Gallinari didn't really do shit. I expect him to be better. So now we all got one win apiece. So let's make our picks for tomorrow because we already got our picks up on the poll in
for tonight.
That's been going all day. So hopefully y'all go vote and help me get another victory. Because I think Mikal Bridges is gonna ball out. He had a terrible game last game. So right now in the polls, I'm ahead with 3 votes. Joe got 2 votes, and Vic didn't even vote for himself. So that shows you how confident it is. He is in his pick.
What is wrong with you, man?
Coin toss.
Oh my goodness, that's shot.
So we'll pick the game for tomorrow, which is the Hawks. The Hawks and Bucks again. We'll pick that game, and I'll put that up tomorrow morning. So who y'all got?
I'll go. All right, cool. I'm gonna go with Bogdanovic. He's been playing like shit, so I'm expecting him to have a breakout.
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Oh,
He's hurt.
so he's not playing the game too.
No, he's playing.
No, he's
but
playing,
he's
but
hurt. He's playing hurt. That's why he can't get his shit going because he's not 100%.
Come here. Open, no. Open.
Crap.
yeah.
How am I supposed to get it right?
I mean, you can still pick him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I'm riding with him. He's gonna give me 16, 7, and 3.
okay.
I hope so. Because like I said, he's the biggest factor for them. If he can't come in and put in points, it's just like Middleton. Like they're not gonna do it without him. So I think that's still a good pick.
Well, thank you.
All right, Joe, who you got?
I'm gonna go Herter.
Hey, Bubbles.
I think Kevin Herter is gonna show Milwaukee that they got to worry about too many players. It's not just Trae Young and Collins and Bogdanovich. I think Opie has a terrific game, and I smell him going for at least 19, 20.
All right.
Kevin Herter.
I want to pick Middleton, but I think he's a little too good. He came off a bad game. I expect him to come back, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to go with a dude who didn't even play last series for the Bucks, and I don't know why. Bobby Portis. He's a big man that can stretch the floor. Next to Giannis, that could be big. Because again, I don't know why they didn't even really play Brook Lopez. I think coaching wise, that's a bad strategy because if the more big men you've got that can shoot the perimeter, the more he's got to come out. And once he's out of the paint, their defense is much weaker. Atlanta. So I'm gonna go Bobby Portis. I think he's gonna have a good game. Hopefully better than y'all two's players.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, hey, good luck to all of us. So we'll announce the winner for tonight's matchup in the morning, and I will post up another poll with these players in the morning. And that's it. I don't think we got anything else left to touch on.
Nope. But just want to say thank you to Collins for giving me my first victory, and from here on in, I'm gonna be getting more victories because these guys are gonna be picking bums.
Well, isn't that the point? We're not supposed to be picking superstars.
Well, my bum is gonna be better than y'all bums. So
and
Cam Johnson tonight. Come on, Cam. You watching this? Do something. Hit 3-4 threes and do something, baby.
Bridges is going to get a monster dunk that's going to set him off, and he's dropping 15 and 20 tonight.
That's all he getting is one dunk.
Oh, man is going to put up 25 tonight. 25, 7,
He
and
better
6.
because
They're going to need it. They're going to need it.
That shit, man. They need to do what got them here, and that's give man the ball and stop worrying about how Beverly feels about it or how Rondo feels about it. Terrence Mann is the next man up, and he needs to be Paul George's sidekick.
Paul George, who's that? You mean Paul Simmons?
Pandemic P in the building.
we can't go an episode without not mentioning that shit.
I can't.
Paul Simmons? Not one, but both of them? You can't give me one? And Zubac, what are you doing? Why are you playing so far away from the basket?
Because he's scared. He's not mentally tough.
If you stand there, it's a charge.
We'll see. I seen somebody ask us about the
USA
about the Olympic squad. We'll get to that either Tuesday or Thursday.
Before speaking of that, Jalen Rose is upset that the team didn't go with an all-black squad, that they allowed Kevin Love to join the team. So he is upset that Team USA is not 100% black. He feel the team should be 100% black players, and Kevin Love has no reason to be on this squad. So,
And let me say this as a proud Italian American: get the fuck out of here, Kevin Love.
I mean, listen.
I agree with Kevin Love being gone.
Right, yeah, like I agree. Kevin Love doesn't belong here.
No, he does not.
I wouldn't be upset if there was another white guy on the team that deserved it. But now that we think about it, the white players in the NBA are foreigners and they're playing for their country.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many Americans that are in the NBA. So, but yeah,
get half a Blake Griffin in there or something. Then Kevin Love, come on, man.
I don't know. So you guys can look up.
Hey, this is how little I think of Kevin Love. Get Joe Harris in there if you want a white dude.
Thank you.
We could do that, and he'll average 20.
I'll take Joe Harris. I'll even take Pat Connaughton from Milwaukee. I'll take
Brook Lopez.
Shit. Steve Kerr could fucking suit up if he wants to. But anything but Kevin Love, man. Oh, Alex Caruso. We'll take Caruso.
Think he's locked up on marijuana charges. He's in jail.
Now. Yeah, never mind.
Hey, he's cooler now in my book.
I mean, yeah, man. Personally, yeah, but it'll be awesome if he leaves LA.
Yeah. But there it is. Derek, we will talk more in depth on the Olympic team. I promise you that. Either we'll do it Tuesday or we will do it Thursday. We will get to it. And another thing that we didn't touch on that we'll get to is those all rookie teams. Because I got some bones to pick with those teams too. So we will get to that. But there it is. It's been
quickly made Team 5. Like God.
No, he made Team 2. And some dude that we didn't hear of all year made Team 1, but we'll talk about that another time. This has been Shoot Your Shot Podcast, episode 12. Shout out to Scales, Nappy Roots.
Simmons.
Not Ben Simmons at all. And go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Yeah, right. Let's go Mets.
You damn right he not.
Let's go Mets. Hey,
peace, everybody.
Man. See you guys Tuesday.
Oh, you're passing my phone?